everyone, I am Nikki Pursuit and I'm already spoiling the video. What am I doing? Hello everyone, I'm Nikki Pursuit and welcome back to my channel. If you guys have never been to my channel before and this is your first time really coming across any of my videos before, I really enjoy doing fashion. Fashion has been something that I like to be very involved with. I thought I'd make this video as a continuation video to yesterday's vlog and show you guys the things I got while thrift shopping at a vintage thrift shop in California. To give you guys a bit of a history on my channel and what I do, my boyfriend and I do more specific to World War II reenacting. We do the United States Marine Corps reenacting. I lean towards more of the Women's Reserve reenacting, obviously. I've been collecting pieces here and there of, you know, that whole thing of doing the reenacting with him. I'm pretty new to the whole situation, so I'm still learning a lot about what my boyfriend does as far as reenacting, and that's a lot of what I'm going based off of when it goes into that whole situation, and it's a lot of fun. Now, because I got into the whole US Marine Corps Women's Reserve reenacting, I got into a lot more of my vintage side. So I've also been collecting vintage pieces of clothing, and that's what I'm about to show you guys today. Like I said, I went thrift shopping yesterday. This is a continuation video of yesterday's vlog. I also got, and this is what I said I just spoiled, I went to a Christmas party with my boyfriend a few days ago. I ended up getting 2 wicker purses. Now, if you guys don't know what wicker purses are, they're purses that were kind of like hand-woven basket-like purses that were made for more of the 50s and 60s. Someone from our Christmas party, one of our mutual friends, my boyfriend and I's mutual friends, had shown me a wicker purse that she got from, I don't recall where she got it from. She ended up getting her wicker purse and I fell in love. When Tyler and I, that's my boyfriend, when Tyler and I went to this vintage shop before we went to our Christmas party, I ended up finding 2 and I wanted to show you guys like officially today in this video that I got these, and then I'm gonna go into the actual stuff I got from the thrift store yesterday in yesterday's vlog that you guys may or may have not have seen. If you guys don't know, I go to a place called Iguana Vintage in Los Angeles. I think I just mentioned it was in California. To be more specific for you guys, it's called Iguana Vintage. They do have an Instagram page. I'll link it down below if you guys want to check them out. I highly recommend going to them if you guys are looking for vintage clothing in California, more specifically Southern California. I know they have more than one location, so I definitely would go check them out. On to the purses. These are the 2 purses I ended up getting. Now, this one does not have a tag, whereas this one does. This one, the inside needs to be cleaned up a little bit. I already know that. I assume it just stained over the years. Hollywood Shaggy of California is the tag that's in here. Made in Hong Kong, interestingly enough. This is what it looks like on the inside. It's kind of like coated with a lining and there's a zipper in here. I tried to do research to find what both of them, like the company that made them, obviously I tried looking up the purses that way. This one doesn't have a company that made it. Let me show you guys what it looks like on the inside. But I wanted to look for specific dates that these were made. Like I said, I feel like because of the colors of this one, it's more 60s-esque, whereas this one's more 50s-like. A lot of the ones that were from the 50s were more so looking like picnic baskets of what they look like nowadays. Let me show you the inside. This one is literally just, you see what it is throughout the basket. What you see is what is throughout, is what I'm trying to say. If you guys have any information on these ones, I would greatly appreciate it. You guys can DM me on Instagram and or just comment it down below. But on to what I actually got yesterday. But I'm gonna show pictures as well as me wearing it so I don't have to like get up, show it to you guys, you know what I mean? It's easier to show pictures of me wearing it versus me standing up and wearing it. So here's the first one. And if you guys don't know why I got these dresses specifically, I'm buttoning these as I'm telling you why. First off, I wanted to add on to my vintage collection, period. I feel like I wanted more clothing that I could wear and have a versatile option as to wearing all of these dresses. And number 2, I am going to a formal event that's coming within the next week or 2, and I'd rather have had something prepared for that. So that's another reason why I got these dresses. This one's this cute little pink number. It has a little floral pattern on the collar, and then the buttons thankfully are original. I know I had a dress that I wore for the Christmas party. I hope you guys had seen that. I'll put pictures if you guys didn't. I wore a black and white dress that was a 40s like dress, and the button was missing right where the belt was like covering it. Thank gosh I was able to wear the belt. But I feel like a lot of dresses, when you try to buy them vintage, there's always something to it, whether it's a missing button or somewhere it's ripped. A trouble I had earlier with a dress I tried on was that the seam right here in the waist was all ripped up, and I'm like, it's not worth the price of getting a dress that's ripped and I have to put a lot of work into it with the price that it was at. When you go vintage shopping, make sure to look for those things, because I know a lot of things can end up being, like I said, ripped or missing parts to it. I'm obsessed with the buttons on it, aren't you guys? And the brand is Leslie Faye Dresses. It's a size 8. Now that's another thing to keep in mind too when you're shopping for vintage dresses, is that sizing can be different depending on the brand, and if it's vintage clothing, a size 8 in the 50s can be different than a size 8 now, so be wary of that. Dress sizing can go a long way depending on what age range you're looking at. That's the first one. I love it, and one of the main reasons why I actually liked it as well is because of the length, because I feel like it's hard to find ankle length depending on what area you're trying to look at as well. I feel like a lot of the time it's hard to find certain lengths that you want depending on the occasion that you're shopping for. This is the main dress that I'm considering wearing for the formal event I have in mind. All the buttons are undone because I tried all of these on earlier, especially like I said for the pictures I'm showing you guys on the screen as I'm filming this or editing this. I tried all these on earlier and then I didn't go back to rebutton everything and didn't think of that when filming this video, so I'm doing it now. How's your guys' day going? I hope it's going well. Oh, by the way, the last dress, I don't know, should I tell you guys pricing? So you guys have an idea. That first dress was $30, I believe. Yeah, $30 on the dot. I think it's important to know sizing because, not sizing, pricing. Because I feel like when you shop for vintage clothing on like eBay or Poshmark, it's gonna end up being twice the pricing amount because you're also having to pay Poshmark like the expenses and stuff. You're also paying sometimes a little bit extra for shipping and stuff. So I always recommend if you do any vintage shopping, do it in person because a lot of the time you get more than half off of what you're paying online. And if you're trying to build up a collection, I suppose, kind of like how I am, I highly recommend doing it in person. But anyway, to this dress. This one's kind of a hollow-like dress with floofy sleeves. This one is probably approximately the same length as the pink one. I feel like this one might be a little bit shorter, but it's not like the end of the world. This one is also $30. And then the sizing and the brand, it was Taurus 2. And then it even says dry cycle clean only. And then it's a size 12. You see what I mean? How sizing can range so drastically? Because these both fit me perfectly. But this one's a size 12 and that one's a size 8, the pink one. It's amazing how, again, yeah, I'm not gonna repeat myself 60 times. Be wary of sizing. The only thing that I didn't like about this dress that kind of, well, not that I didn't like it, but it made me sad is that the belt loops were kind of out. This is an easy fix that I'm willing to work with. Although the other dress I was telling you about that had a lot of holes, be cautious of because I found one that had holes in it, I should say. When I found the other dress that had a lot of the holes around the waistline, it was so much so that I would have had to think like, oh, I have to sit there and sew the waistline for 30 minutes. The black one had maybe like a hole down here and then a hole over here and then there was one on the very side. It wasn't worth the hassle and the work that I would have had to put in. This is the one, the striped one I just showed you guys. The next dress, and I forgot actually one of the items about, so I might have to go get that after I show you guys this last dress. Let me do the buttons on this one. Now this one was a bit pricier. I think it has to do with multiple things. Number one, I think it has to do with the buttons on it. And then number two, I also think that because of, I don't know if it actually has some sort of history to it, like if it's a flight attendant's dress or if it was used for a specific job or for any reason that is. Let me know if you guys know where it's from, but let me do the buttons on this. Now this one was $85 where it was marked in its price zone, although I was able to get the person to get it down a little bit so I didn't have to pay that price. Always feel free to talk to the people that you're buying from if you're thrift shopping because they will be flexible with pricing if you're, again, willing to talk to them about it. I know some people don't feel comfortable bargaining, but here is, I don't know why the collar's coming out like the way it is. This is what I had gotten. Now it might show better in, I'm trying this on so you guys can see how it fits better. I was obsessed with the skirt and the the buttons on this. I almost feel like it's some sort of either flight attendant or some sort of sailor-like outfit. I don't know. Like I said, it was marked up very high. The brand is Good Times USA and it's a size 14. Again, going back to that sizing situation. Although I am just obsessed with how it fits and I see myself wearing this one a lot during the summer. I just don't know its history and I would love to know more about it. And I'll try to see if I can find anything as to what its history actually is. And I'll either put it in this video or I'll put it in the description if I ever find anything and I remember to put it in the description. It also came with the belt. Like I said, I'm glad this fits me and I'm glad I found it. I just don't know as much of its history as I would like to. Let me go get that last thing I was telling you guys about that I also had on as my last item. I am back! Now, if you guys know this about me, I love poodle skirts and I love anything to do with a poodle skirt. And I ended up getting this poodle skirt as well for $40. Was obsessed more with the length of this one. I feel like every poodle skirt I have is at such a different length. Let me show you guys the actual poodle. And I love the gold and green coloring on this. Now, all the other skirts I have are all different colors, and I think that's why I was very drawn to this one. I have one that's red and black that I wore for Halloween, and I also have another kind of navy bluish one, and that one I loved because it has a very specific like seaming on the inside where it says made by grandma, and so it kind of gave me a nostalgia feeling. But this one, the detailing on the poodle is so specific, and then the just color and length is what really drew me to this specific skirt. And this one doesn't have any tags as to like who made it or all that stuff. I feel like a lot of poodle skirts are ending up to be made by people at home and they end up donating it or thrifting it. I just noticed though that the poodle design, the patching on it is coming off a little bit, so I might have to hot glue it. That's what I notice a lot of the time too when you're thrifting for poodle skirts. There's small things that you might have to kind of fix on it. I know with my red skirt I had to fix the rope on it because the rope was just coming off. So beware of that when you are buying poodle skirts from anywhere. Just know that like some of the pieces may be a little bit more fragile than others, especially if they're being handmade. That was my haul. That was everything I got from today. And I do have a lot of other pieces if you check out my channel throughout what I do. And I'm always adding to my collection. If you guys have any recommendations of where to go, if it's online, in person, whatever, please comment them. I feel like it's a very well-rounded community, if you will. Let's grow together. I mean, I love to see what you guys have, and I love just sharing this part of my fashion with you guys. I feel like you guys haven't really seen this part of my fashion. You guys have seen my fashion in the past, and a lot of these hauls that I have, they're a lot of my modern clothing, and I've held off doing hauls for so long because I feel like I'm in this in-between of not knowing where my fashion is right now, and I feel very satisfied in collecting in my vintage stuff. Let me know how you guys feel about that. I really just feel and find comfort in my vintage clothing. I hope you guys have a good day, a good night, a good slumber whenever you're watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the extension of this video from yesterday, and I'll hopefully get to see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.